Welcome back to Dear Daphne. Today we're starting something new, the first episode of Absolute Batman. But before we begin, forget everything you think you know about Batman. This story follows a completely different Batman, one who comes from another universe, a universe that was created by Darkseid. So without wasting any time, let's dive into the story. The story begins in Gotham City. Late at night, a man rides through the dark streets on his motorcycle while wondering if this is still the same city he grew up in, or if Gotham has completely changed. A moment later, we discover that the rider is Alfred Pennyworth. In this universe, Alfred isn't a loyal butler serving the Wayne family. Instead, he works as a spy and mercenary. We learn that Alfred has returned to Gotham after many years for a secret mission. When he reaches his safe house, he receives new instructions. His task is to keep an eye on a dangerous group called the Party Animals and gather information about them. This gang is completely new to Gotham, but their influence is spreading rapidly, almost like a cult. Their presence is growing everywhere, and because of them, the city's murder rate has skyrocketed. They don't even spare children. As Alfred learns more about Gotham's worsening situation and hears rumors about someone called Batman, his curiosity immediately grows. However, when he walks back outside, he realizes something frustrating. His motorcycle has been stolen. Annoyed, Alfred simply mutters that he hates this city. The scene then shifts to a gym where we finally see Bruce Wayne for the first time. He is still young, but physically he looks incredibly powerful. Bruce is relentlessly punching a heavy bag, hitting it again and again with intense force. As he trains, we briefly see a flashback from his childhood. Bruce once visited the Gotham Zoo with his father. In this universe, his father Thomas Wayne isn't a billionaire businessman. Instead, he works as a simple English teacher. Back in the present, Bruce suddenly loses control and punches the bag so hard that it bursts open. The owner of the gym walks over. His name is Waylon Jones, who fans of DC usually know as Killer Croc. Waylon demands that Bruce pay for the broken bag and jokingly invites him to join a poker game later, but Bruce refuses. The narration explains that in this universe, Bruce Wayne comes from a working-class background. As Bruce leaves the gym, we see an old photograph on the wall showing his childhood friends. Meanwhile, on the other side of Gotham, a tense meeting is taking place in a massive industrial yard. The leaders of the powerful Falcone and Maroni crime families are gathered there, confronting the leader of the Party Animals, Black Mask. Both crime families are furious because they have ruled Gotham for years, and now this new gang is threatening their power. One of them warns the Party Animals to leave the city immediately, but Black Mask calmly reveals something horrifying. Behind him are several disturbing death masks. He explains that he created them by cutting the faces off his victims. Then he announces that the faces of the Falcone and Maroni leaders will soon become part of his collection as well. Moments later, both crime bosses are brutally killed. Soon after, we see Jim Gordon, who in this universe is serving as Gotham's mayor. He is holding a town hall meeting where citizens are discussing the growing threat of the Party Animals. The people are angry and frustrated because they believe the police have failed to protect the city. Suddenly, members of the gang storm into the building carrying guns. They attempt to assassinate Gordon. Just as the attackers prepare to finish the job, something suddenly drags them out of the room. A mysterious figure appears among them. It is Batman. This version of Batman is far more brutal and violent than usual. The gang members begin firing their weapons, but Batman shields himself with his bulletproof cape before launching straight into the fight. He isn't a silent ninja here. Instead, he fights like a terrifying force of nature. Alfred watches the entire scene from a distance, carefully observing Batman's movements and techniques. Batman even uses the horns on his cowl like battering rams to smash into his enemies. Soon, a large member of the Party Animals steps forward, holding a massive cleaver. He boasts that his hands have killed more people than Batman could ever count, and gives Batman one last chance to walk away. Instead, Batman activates the bat symbol on his chest, which transforms into a battle axe. With one brutal swing, he cuts the man's hand off. Terrified, the rest of the gang tries to run away, but Batman destroys the staircase and traps them inside. At that moment, Alfred finally decides to approach him. Sneaking up behind Batman, he reveals that he is pointing a rare automatic shotgun at him, one of only 3 in the entire world, and warns that it could blow Batman's head off before he even blinks. However, Batman reacts faster than Alfred expected. He knocks Alfred to the ground with a powerful kick, grabs the shotgun, and disappears into the darkness. Over the next few days, Alfred begins investigating Batman and eventually discovers the truth. Batman is Bruce Wayne. Alfred notices that Bruce hides his tracks very carefully, but tracking him down wasn't impossible because he isn't a billionaire in this universe. He's simply a 24-year-old man. Bruce's mother, Martha Wayne, works as a social worker, and his father was a teacher. Bruce grew up in the dangerous neighborhood known as Crime Alley. Despite that difficult upbringing, Bruce was extremely intelligent and scored at genius levels in school tests. When he was in 5th grade, he even won an engineering competition that earned his class a trip to the Gotham Zoo. During that trip, a gunman suddenly started shooting. Thomas Wayne managed to save all the children, but was killed in the process. After losing his father, Bruce was consumed by anger and briefly lost his way, taking that anger out on others. Eventually, however, something inspired him to change. Bruce returned to school, earned a scholarship to a top university, and even started playing football. Strangely, he intentionally injured himself during the first week. The injury was fake because Bruce wanted to protect his body for a much bigger mission. He studied subjects like mechanics, chemistry, psychology, and military strategy. After mastering these skills, he returned to Gotham and began building a system to fight crime. Alfred admits that Bruce's accomplishments are impressive, but he also believes everyone has a weakness, and Bruce's weakness is his mother. In this universe, Martha Wayne is still alive. Later that night, Batman sits at the top of a skyscraper inside his hidden base, analyzing information about the party animals. Suddenly, Alfred appears. He tells Batman that hiding on the unused top floors of buildings is clever, but tonight he plans to stop him. Batman raises the shotgun he stole earlier, but Alfred calmly tells him to put the weapon down, because he knows Bruce isn't a killer. Without hesitation, Batman fires the gun. Alfred quickly realizes something surprising. Batman modified the shotgun so that it is non-lethal. When Alfred hears the gun drop to the ground, it feels as if Batman is silently telling him to keep it. At that moment, Alfred hears the sound of a motorcycle engine. It is his stolen bike, now in Batman's possession. Batman calmly tells Alfred that he isn't the only one who tracks people. The shocking truth is revealed. Batman had been watching Alfred from the very beginning. While Alfred believed he was one step ahead, Batman had actually been several steps ahead the entire time. He knew who Alfred was, why he came to Gotham, and what his mission was. After that, Batman rides off on the motorcycle, smashing through the glass of the building and disappearing into the night. Sometime later, Alfred is recovering when he receives new information about an old target, someone who has always been difficult to track. This mysterious figure traveled around the world, trained with the League of Assassins, then killed them and vanished. The story then cuts to Manila, where two pilots are having a conversation about this man. One of them wonders if they should simply call him Sir, while the other explains that all of his names are fake, and that even he doesn't know the man's real identity. When someone is one of the 30 richest people in the world, he says, that person can become whoever they want. The pilot also warns his partner never to joke in front of him. When asked why, he responds with a chilling rumor: this man never laughs, not even once. And because of that, people have given him a terrifying nickname, the Joker. And that's where this issue of Absolute Batman ends. In this universe, Bruce Wayne isn't a billionaire playboy, he's a brutal fighter who built himself into Batman. Meanwhile, Alfred Pennyworth isn't a loyal butler, but a dangerous spy watching his every move. If you enjoyed the story, make sure to subscribe to Dear Daphne for more comic explanations. I'll see you in the next episode.